Code of Honor to protect and serve the Marvel Universe. This was issue 1. This was essentially in the same vein as Marvel's. This one took place in the 1970s, though. It wasn't a direct sequel, but it was, again, from the common man perspective, this was a 4-issue miniseries. Number 2, and again, it was I believe it was painted covers too, or not just covers, but interiors. Number 3, I don't recall who wrote and drew it though. And number 4, Daredevil, number 180. Avengers, Ultron Unleashed, reprint. Marvel Super Action starring the Avengers, again another reprint title, number 21. Avengers number 200. Weapon X trade paperback. Wolverine Cable Guts and Glory. This is by Joe Casey and Stephen Platt. X-Men The Hidden Years, first issue. This was by John Byrne. I really liked this title when it came out, and it ended up being canceled. This was essentially fill-ins between the time that X-Men was canceled with, I think it was issue 66, and when it came back with the new X-Men team. This was a fill-in title by John Byrne, and it was really good, but once editorial changed hands at some point, this ended up getting canceled. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Wolverine Battles the Incredible Hulk, reprint of Wolverine's first appearance. All New, All Different X-Men, number 95. This was the Death of War Hunt. I also believe this has the only mention of where Wolverine gets scanned, and supposedly he was at one point not going to be an actual mutant, a mutated human that is, but he was actually going to be a mutated Wolverine into human form. X-Men 102. This I actually bought from someone who I worked with, who he had a large collection and he was looking to sell it off. But at that time I was mostly collecting Spider-Man. Mostly what he had was DC, but he also had a large X-Men collection. It was starting with issue 101, which is the cover where the X-Men are in the water and the Phoenix is rising up above them. So he let me borrow a long box or two of books so I could go through them. And I had them for a few days, and I ended up just sitting down and reading X-Men books. And I had never read them before. I was aware of them, but just through Spider-Man. I was kind of aware of other Marvel characters just from reading Spider-Man books. And I was able to sit down and start reading X-Men with 101. I wasn't really aware enough of the title to understand how important those books were. And I was able to read through the Dark Phoenix saga, not realizing how important it was, or its significance. His collection spanned up to, he had the first few issues of the first Secret Wars, and it stopped just before the issue, I think it was issue 8 or 9, where Spider-Man is on the cover in this black costume. That's the issue I really wanted, but he ended right before that, so that gives you an idea of where he stopped collecting. And he stopped collecting because he got married. There was a few issues that I had to buy off of him, and this is one of them. X-Men, God Loves, Man Kills, graphic novel. Colossus, God's Country, graphic novel. X-Men 104. Classic X-Men number 14. X-Men 112. 113. Classic 21. 23. 26. And another one. 28. 31. 132. The Dark Phoenix saga, trade paperback. X-Men 139. 140. 150. 'X-Men First. This has the first appearance of Wolverine, Sinister, Rogue, and Gambit. Daredevil 186. 188. The Thing 14. 29. Fantastic Four, The Trial of Galacticus, trade paperback. The Avengers 272. 273. The Avengers Under Siege, trade paperback. Fantastic Four Annual, number 17 from 1983. Fantastic Four 271. 274.